Let's break 80 today in the most beautiful way possible using our own game. I'm teeing it up on the left-hand side because there's a big pond on the left. I don't want to go in that, I want to hit away from it. So I'm hitting from the left side of the tee toward the smaller hazard, which I can't reach on the right-hand side. With a little draw ski, I'll be money. And if I go dead straight at the white stake in the fairway, also money. The key to a great round is a great warm-up. Beautiful. 2 orange juices, 1 coffee, big shit. We've got 150 yards remaining. The pin is slightly above us, and there's a lot of space behind this pin. I don't want to go beyond this pin on the first hole, have a downhill slider, little left to right or putt, which is going to be really tough to stop close to the hole. It will be a bit slower in the early morning because there's a bit of dew, a bit of water on the grass, and that's going to make it a little slower. But we're going to take something that should reach the flag maximum. And it's on the front, just like I wanted, uphill putt. Oh, just couldn't get that, wow. When it comes to breaking 80 golf, some of the holes, especially when I first started breaking 80, were a little bit intimidating, and I still thought I had to make pars all the time on them. But when I realized that some holes are just bogey holes for me, it relaxed me a little bit so that I knew, oh, hang on, I can take 7 or 8 bogeys and I'll make a birdie in a round, something like that, and I'll shoot around 80. Sometimes you just get lucky on those holes and you set up like you're playing for the bogeys, but then somehow you make the par ski. So getting the pressure on yourself when you're like on a 430 yard, 410 yard hole and you're a little intimidated by it, you can actually score better by being less intimidated and playing it as a par 5, and you'll see that your score come down because you're not forcing anything. We've still got 195 yards left, so it's a lot longer than I was anticipating. Still a bit cold. So the pin's on the right-hand side here, tucked right against those deep-ass bunkers. We don't want to go in those deep-ass bunkers. We've got big trouble in Little China on the second hole of the day. So I'm going to accept that I'm going to be short here, and I'm going to be chipping up the hill to this hole, and I'm going to err to the left side so I can chip more toward the flag, like across some green rather than over minimal green. So we're going to take the 6er. And we're going to give it our best shot. I mean, 195, we may reach front edge, but more than likely 10 yards short of the screen, chip and a putt. As long as we stay out of those bunkers right and left, we are money. Absolute scooter, and not where I wanted it, but we adapt. We have 37 yard chip here, and this is perfectly fine. This is perfectly fine. This has to be in the 7 most difficult holes for sure. And with that in mind, a bogey here is absolutely stinky winky. One of the worst things I used to do when I was younger, trying to break 80 for the first time, was on a hole like that, if it wasn't going perfect, I'd get so downhearted. Then I learned you can't give up on a hole. Never give up on a hole. Now, I'm not sure which way the driver is going to come out. Haven't hit one today, haven't warmed up, haven't been to a range as usual. So I'm just going to go for the fader, keep it in play. Fader. Okay, that's in play, not very good. Now there's a perfect example of why you just go with what you know, not some fandangled shot. I've sliced that driver into this bunker. I don't think I've ever been in this bunker, and a 2-iron actually gets a better result because it even goes further than that big slicer-rooney. So I was in doubt with the driver. Should have just put it back in the bag and taken the 2-iron. No, we're going to get this one up there to, I hope a wedge range, inside pitching wedge. Well, that is not going to plan, but it very rarely does. We've got 223 according to my REDTIGER rangefinder. Now, I don't know if you know about this, but I use REDTIGER rangefinders. We've got this beautiful REDTIGER rangefinder here, around $100, absolutely money. Slope function, meters and yards, scanning function, speed function, horizontal, vertical measurement function, magnet on the side, stick it on the cart, or use the clip like I am to stick it on yourself. Charge it with a USB-C type, no more CR2 batteries, no more panicking. Plug it into the USB, into the computer, into the wall, charge it up. Absolutely money. Check the link in the description. REDTIGER, not Pink Panther, not White Elephant, REDTIGER. It can be tempting to chase our losses when we're in that revenge mode. I'm going to make this shot because I screwed up the last 2. That's a problem. We have to hit shots that we are capable of hitting. So when I look at this 223-yard shot, the ball is slightly above my feet, not a problem. It's going to just draw a little more. Pins on the right-hand side, not an issue. We can set it up just right of that pin. It will guaranteed move right to left. And worst case, we're going to be 10, 15 yards short. Best case, just past the pin. I know my distance. I know the shot. I'm happy to hit this. I don't feel like I'm trying to get revenge. I'm trying to hit the best shot. It's definitely pulled a bit more than I wanted, but there is green up there. So we may be A-okay. I really wanted my 8-iron, but my caddy didn't hear me say 8-iron, so it's okay. I don't feel like running back to the cart. A bit of a guessing game. We're going down a tier, and it's going to break left to radar. Big sweeper, big sweeper. Pretty good result, pretty good result. Okay, just under 1, playing 0.75. 0.75 is basically inside the edge. Okay, beautiful. Another area that gets quite tough when you're trying to break 80 is when you have these par 3s like 180 plus, 175 plus. It's quite difficult because a lot of the time that might be fairway woods and hybrid time. I don't mind because I can fly my 6-iron or 7-iron there, but if I can't, the best thing I can do is find an empty spot to leave an easy chip. So to hit that stress-free shot to a stress-free location, instead of taking on a shot we can't do, let's say our 183 club rolls out like hell, we can't hit it at the pin. It's going to land short and roll in a bunker, or land at the pin and roll into the back bunker. So we can go left and find a place where the ball will finish in a good location. Understanding the starting line of your shot, where it's going to land, the interaction once it lands is basically break 80 golf. It's the same as reading a lie. It's all interconnected. My ball shape, I'm going to set this up just left of the pin and probably turn it over into the middle of the green. If it stays straight, I'm close to the hole. Absolutely brilliant. Got to right to that little sweeper, down the hill, going to take more Birdie. Wasn't even an early finger. I thought I tapped that rotisserie chicken real good. When I used to play really good golf when I was on the tour as a pro, I used to wait for a certain hole in the round to hit the driver, because you can get you in a lot of trouble out there on tour. And sometimes it'll be the 3rd hole, 4th hole, 5th hole. We've reached that hole on this golf course for me that just says, wow, give it a whack-a-doodle dandy, and it should be fine because it's pretty wide open. It opens up on the left of those bunkers on the left, and over that bunker on the right is money. We got 225 according to the REDTIGER rangefinder, and from this position I can't see the pin, but I actually don't mind because I have the 225-yard shot as we saw in that par 5. The pin's all the way on the left and I can see the right side of the green. So I hit it to the right side, play the percentages that we will hit a draw, but we will anticipate less draw and be happy. We can preempt what's going to happen with our shot with right side of the green or chipping across the green. That's the best I can do. Okay, so we have a pretty decent lie. No, not a great lie at all. Okay, no, it's fluffy enough. I thought it was going to be firm, but we have to cut across it like this, because if we go in like this, we can bounce before the ball and hit it thin across the green. So we're going to go slashing across it like that. Come on, Maddie. Ah, we've left it a bit short. Oh, I'm a pace machine. I'm a pace maker. Oh yeah. Another par, no birdie. Caddy, no birdie?
No.
No tip. In the beginning of the round like that, that's usually where my handicap used to come from. You can see how I've scrambled my little ass off there to, I think I might be level par. And back in the day, if I'd get frustrated, it's not perfect, and I'd be 3 or 4 over, then I start rationalizing, oh, if I just shoot this level par going in, I'll be able to shoot a 76 or 77, and it never happened. So now I stay in the moment. I don't really actually know my score. That's the way. Whenever I want to get a distance to hit the green, or at least not be in trouble, is I just want to clear whatever shizer there is. That bunker in the front is terrible. To the right is really bad to chip from. So we're going to err more to the left side and kind of longer. You know, from the back, you think you're going to have a tough chip, but to that pin position cut at the back, if I go over, it's an easy putt or chip up the hill. But right is dead, completely out on this hole. Anything right of the pin and anything short of the green. And that is a terrible strike, but it's going to be on the left side. Oh, that was for Grant. That was for Grant Howard. Creator Classic champion, 2025. Now over here we have a 68-yard shot. The ball is above my feet. I absolutely hit an absolute melting ripper down there. It was really, gave it a little Peter Finch. And now we've got 68, 69 yards, you know, if you prefer. Let's go with 69er. Everybody loves a 69er. I think that's Cleveland, or is it San Francisco 69ers? A little bit long, downhill slider, left to righter, but you know what, we got the birdie putt. Okay. What I learned was that breaking 80 is just understanding yourself. In every situation, how is your shot going to come out? What distance are you going to hit? What shape? Where are you best from on the golf course? Where are you bad from? And then avoid where you're bad and do what you can. And then when you notice a pattern of a bad thing that you can't do, you go away and work on it, because it's starting to create more issues than it's worth. That's money. That's money. That's money. That's money. That's money. That's money. Come on, Maddie. No, you haven't hit the birdie putt. Stinky winky. Oh man alive. I find that if I hit a 4-iron here, I'll have like a 48 or 52 degree. And if I hit the 2-iron, I could have 52 or 56 degree. And just those few more degrees of loft that are well within reach is worth going for. Like if it was a dodgy club, to get another 10 or 15 yards to leave that shot, not great, because I have a 50-50 chance of it being pulled off. When I have a 100% or 80% chance of it working out, I got to get that little extra yardage. Hitting a driver here would bring too much trouble into play to get more yardage, leaving me a very awkward approach shot over bunkers to a raised green. So when we're looking for extra distance, it must be attainable and in control. So I'm going to hit the 2 instead of the 4 here, because I think it's money. As we go further left, because it's a little slight dog leg, the longer the approach. If I'd gone a little further to the right, I'd have a shorter approach, same distance shot. Not my greatest, little fatty boom booms. So 1.5 tiers, left to right, difficult to get the pace control, but if we just feel it and we just execute our feel, we can walk away here with a 2 putt. Well, maybe a bit of an overread, but we've got 3.5 feet left. Beautiful, we've made the turn. I'm enjoying this little journey with you players. This is my YouTube journey, and I'm so honored to finally be an owner of Tacoma golf clubs. And it's just a dream come true. I've always dreamed of owning my own golf club set. I think that's what we call ripped in the panty. 125. Oh, that's gonna get the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You agree? Hendue, mate? We've got 125, perfect number for the 48 degree. The pin's on the left. They've given us an absolute green light here. It's not tucked behind bunkers. We can just go maybe at the hole because the slope is the ball below my feet, so that should make a fade, but I hit a kind of a pull or a draw, and so we can go, I think, at the pin on this one. Oh man, that's so good. That is so good, in the hole. Okay, we have a birdie putt here. Let's see if we can make one. I don't even know, it's breaking like hell. I'm so worked up now after all these titties. Come on, let's do it. You know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. Now on the par 5, we just have to get the ball in play. That's our number one priority. Once we get the ball in play, we have a shot at getting to this green in 3. Going for it in 2 is only for big boys. I am a big boy, you may not be a big boy. So you may just want to set yourself up a beautiful, stress-free, free throw third shot. So I'm not going to hit driver here and bring the water and OB into play. I'm going to hit my trusty 2-iron straight down the right. And even with a crappy strike, because I just hit that out the toe, we get a shot now to get the next shot to a place to hit the green from. Make our par, move on. Now I can go for this one with a 3-wood from 240 yards, but what's the point in showing you that? That just shows you what a big boy I am. So I'm going to set this one up to leave me a wedgie into the green. Now when I have a wedgie into the green, I know my distance from that like 100-yard range, 110, 95, 125. So if I can get it anywhere between 95 and 125 along that dog leg, we're absolutely money. I look at the red stake through the trees on the edge there, and that's 179 to reach there. So I stay 20 short of that to stay in the fairway because the post is in the rough. That's 159, so I hit a 160-yard shot there. And if I splay it out to the right, we move from 100 yards to the hole at the red stake toward 150 at the white stake. So we go from 100 out to 125 with our shot variability. So that one came out a bit right. Play and gangbang, when we have a dog leg like this, it's tempting to cut the corner. Only do these things, risky things, when you can do it. You've got the eternal galaxy on the left. Par 4 dog legs are a misnomer. I think that's what you call it. It's a par 5. Just get the ball into the fat part of the dog leg and adapt from there. Maybe you reach, maybe you don't. Maybe you set up a very nice pitch shot. So I'm going to hit the 2-iron here left of the dog leg. I can very easily hit the driver, but that doesn't do anything, you know. It just shows me and you what an amazing human being I am. Now that one, a little bit too far left, so we're going to have a longer approach in. But I'll show you, it's no big deal, player. We're on track. I got 183 here to the hole, and I don't think I'm hitting it as long as I did last season, purely because I was sedentary for maybe 4 or 5 months, just chilling the freak out. I went around the world doing some administrative stuff for my life, and it's I didn't really exercise and I didn't eat properly, and I feel without swinging I haven't got my full distance yet. So from 183 I'm not going to hit the normal 7 I would like to hit. I'm going to hit the 6-iron and club up, and the pin is at the back, so it should chase up there. With a poor strike should reach the middle of the green, and with a great strike I could go over the green, which is a-okay just in the situation. If the pin were on the front from 183, I'd probably hit a 7 and stay just a little short rather than go long, because it's impossible from back there. That shot brought in the bunker here, which I didn't even know existed because I'd never been in it. So now this is my first time in this bunker. And what people will tell you, and what I'm going to tell you now, is that if we have longer approaches, we're going to have more distance from the hole after our approach shot. Like that's 183 yards. And now I've left it, I don't know, 18, 17 yards from the hole. Of course, there's a better place to be 18 or 17 yards from the hole, and that may be short. It may be long right. So if we can actually miss with the same distance from the hole in better locations, the score changes completely. From this lie, I don't give myself a great chance of up and down. I'm right near the edge of the bunker, and you know, if I leave it just short left here in the middle of the green, I have a very easy chip or putt by taking a 7-iron. So these are the things that make the difference between breaking 80 and not. It's just a decision here or there whether to hit this club or that club, and then the resulting shot of what you'll be left with. This is going to be tough. Oh, nearly hold the thing. I thought it was from the left. I should have listened to my instincts. I did not. What a day. Gameplay is different to just distance. Get the ball to places you can hit shots. That's what I'm doing. I can hit longer, maybe, than you. But you have shots in your arsenal to get that ball to where you are potential. And what I mean by potential is you are super potential. And then we pull the hell out of it and miss the green on the left. What a prick. Oh, it bounced right. It bounced right. Now we get in some positions that we just know are not good. We instinctively know this downhill putt is going to be a little French tickler. We just don't want to blow this way past the hole or leave it way short and leave another tickler down the hill. We still have 300 plus yards. The pin's behind these big ass trees here. Now if I want to set this up, I want to set it up to my sandwich. Whether I'm 250 yards or whatever, I want to set it up to a sandwich. So my sandwich is 100 yards. There's a 100-yard stake on the right side. There's 220 to get there. And the one closest to us is going to be much closer because it's a dog leg. So the 100-yard stake is angled. This one is here, that one is there. It's not just a direct line. So if I hug the left-hand side one, it's a shorter shot for me from here to get to this 100-yard mark. If I hit the same distance shot to this one, I'm going to leave myself 125, 130. So I'm going to go between the two, hope for the draw ski, and then that way I leave it closer to the 100-yard mark on the left, leaving 100 yards. And if I don't catch it all, I'll have a 52 degree from 115. Well, I've pulled that one a little bit. That's going to be probably inside 100. Nope, that's perfect over there. That may be the worst wedge shot I've ever hit. I probably should have hit a 52 or 48 just because of the lie on that clay-y stuff. And yeah, just not great at all. When you start trying to get to breaking 80, you may start to associate more with professionals and think it's in the same realm. It's not the same realm. Breaking 80 is a different game completely. Of course, you've got to go through the process of learning how to break 90 first, and then from there you snip and you tuck some shots off more and more. We're not trying to make more birdies. We're just trying to get rid of those doubles and rid of the bogeys that are unforced. One of the things that we do start doing is trying to shape balls. So if we try to hit a feather here, what often happens, because it's a dog leg, we overfade it into the shit. It's better to just hit into the fat part of the dog leg and then play a longer shot, give yourself a chance at the par. Because once you go in the trees and you don't pull off your pro shot, you're making a double. And that causes you to go over 80. Now when I learned to just hit into the fat part of the dog legs, my game really got a lot better. Of course, I would prefer a slightly fluffier lie, but I'm on this weird short grass here, zoysia, in a little hole. So in this case, the lie affects the shot pretty dramatically. We have about 170 yards remaining, and normally I would just pull out the 8 and give it a wackadoo, but the ball is well below my feet on an uneven stance. So my right foot is below my left foot and the ball's below my feet. That generally promotes left to right fader. The pin's in the back left though, so not really accessible with a shot from here. So we're really looking at anything past the pin to the right side, anything to the right of that. And then if it's coming in with a little fader, you know, with some speed, the green slopes that way. So when it lands on the green, it might shoot off to the right, which is no-go zone for chipping. So I don't want to take the 7. I would take the 7 if the pin were on the right and there was a more receptive green. That would get me close to the hole. So I'm going to take an 8 iron here and hit the shot to the middle of this green. If it's a little short, that's fine. I'd rather be short with the putt than chipping anywhere on the right side, 40% of the green. I'm going to aim this at the pin so that it does fade off, and then that'll leave us a beautiful shot. Yep, and it fades. Here's that back part of the green. There's the pin, and if you come onto the back part, you're going to have a short siding, because now we're hitting onto a raised green to the pin tucked closest to this side. And then if you miss it with the 7 iron, where I would anticipate the 7 iron to go with an uncontrollable fade, would be well below the hole, chipping onto a side slope. So I'd rather just take my putt with the 8 iron, much better. Can't get it up there, man. I can't get it up. I cannot get it up. Beautiful. Half a cup. Wow. You did it. So that's the driver. I hit the driver here because I know that once you get past the water, it's pretty much free game for me. So I can go wild with it. But let's say my driver's off the boil, or I keep doing the wrong things with it on this hole. I think to myself, okay, hang on. I'm doing real good with a 2 iron or my 4 iron or my 7 wood or 3 wood. Why don't I just try a new line and not try to get so close to the green, give myself a shot. So we go much further right here. We set it up to the red stake in the back of the fairway, which is the 150 stake. We spank one out there. Now that's far out right, but it's in play. We may have left ourselves a longer shot, but we're in the clear. This is, for example, if you're hitting puffy shots. Just take less club off the tee, give yourself a longer approach, give yourself a clear second shot, and then compare. You can do it for a few rounds in a row. That's what I used to do. Now I know that from here I'm pretty good. Just get the line right. Come on, be a beautiful shot. Well, teethed it a bit, but that's going to be perfect. Dead at the pin. Damn. Oh, real good. Here's a little shot I picked up in Tiger Woods PGA Tour on the PlayStation. It's the pitch shot with a lower lofted club when you would just want to take your sandwich. From 80 yards, I can't control my partial sandwich to go 80 yards. But a 48 degree, if I do the 9 o'clock swing, I think I can get 80 yards out of it. So if it were closer, 60 yards, I'd use 52. Closer, 40 yards, I'd use a 56 degree. Yeah, pretty good distance control. We got the birdie putt like a boss. We teethed that 150 yard shot, a bit long, so we got a downhill slider. But actually the proximity to the hole was quite similar. 150 yard versus an 80 yard shot, pretty similar proximity after the shot. So normally a downhiller is going to give you a little slider, but that French tickler is going to be even more. So we've got to go a little wider out here, because as it goes down that slope, it's going to gather some speed, touch the grass longer, turn more. as we finish this round off, I'm pretty sure we're under 80, and that's the best part. I don't even know. So if you can not attach yourself to your score relative to par, it's much easier to keep playing in a process. If you are attached to the outcome all the time, your process disappears and you start doing silly things, you know, stuff you hear from dingleberries on the internet, or trying to be a professional like on the PGA Tour, which you are not, and neither am I. Now, we feel really good, we feel very balanced, very stable. And that stability and control over decisions is one of the things that people don't realize is the most fun you can have on the golf course, being in control of your decisions and making good decisions without losing your temper and losing, I mean, basically negative death spiral into oblivion, destroying other people's days. So we have the final hole. We've done pretty good. After this, we can count the score up. We're going to be very happy, I'm sure. Just a beautiful 3-wood. Give it a nice rip-a-doodle right at that big ass tree near the green. If we want to break 80, we really have to know our distances, like down to the tee. And if you don't know, because it's too inconsistent, it means you're not trying to break 80. There's different things that you can recognize in someone if they're trying to break a certain score. If people are saying, well, I can't break 90 because I'm duffing a shot every hole. Well, no, you're still trying to break 100, that's a beginner. If you're duffing a shot on every hole that is costing you severe strokes, it means you're shooting like 120, like that dingleberry from foreplay making a 61 on 8 holes. What a waste of time. So if you are in that position, you have to go to a pro to learn to not duff shots. Then once you get to 90, now you actually start to realize the game is quite easy if you just stay within yourself. If you don't stay within yourself, you stay 90 plus. If you stay within the shots you have, you learn your distances, you learn your shot shape, you start to hit fewer duff shots, you start to understand you can play your slice. Now we're getting into the 80s. When we want to break 80, we have to learn to read the lie of the ball. We have to know our game more intimately. It's all about knowing your game more intimately and becoming more of yourself. When you are in a 90 to 100 category, you're not even being yourself. You're trying to be someone else. When you're actually the golfer who you're meant to be, that's when you get down to the lowest scores you possibly can. So good. I mean, I like looking at my own shots now. Caddy, I'm so sorry, but you have no payment today. How many? One birdie? Okay, I'll give you $1. How about that? $1. Huh? How about $1? That's how you break 80, I promise. Just stay within yourself, play your game. Don't take this caddy. She makes no birdies. Check out this video here on how to break 80 even deeper, like a boss.